Moonbirds has made a huge announcement, which is that moving forward, Moonbirds and Oddities will be CC0 projects. So we are going to talk today about what CC0 means, what the alternatives are, and the implications for Moonbirds holders and the space as a whole. There's a whole lot to talk about when it comes to licensing. I've had a lot of conversations with really smart people about it, so I wanted to break it down for you here right now. Okay, licensing comes on a spectrum. You could think about it almost as three categories of licensing, but really there's a whole range anywhere in between that licensing comes in. So on the one extreme, we have CC0, which is what Moonbirds just announced that they will be moving forward. And that means it's a project in the Creative Commons. Effectively, Moonbirds and the organization behind it, which is Proof Collective, the company, will not be enforcing any copyright that they may have over Moonbirds. So when you create something original, like the Moonbirds art, you have the copyright over that as the entity that created it. And they're now saying, we won't enforce any copyright over this. The world at large can do anything they want with this entire Moonbirds collection, and we won't say anything about it. On the other end of the spectrum is a traditional art piece, or what you see with like a VFriends, for example, which is where you as a holder of a VFriends NFT have rights over that particular NFT in terms of that's your collectible, but you don't own any of the underlying IP. You don't actually own, you don't have the right to do anything you want with that character or to commercialize that character in any way you see fit. It's really just a collectible item. And then in the middle is where you get this whole range of options. This, of course, is what Bored Apes did that was so revelatory, which is they said, okay, hey, we have this Bored Apes IP that we've created, but if you buy a Bored Ape NFT, you actually have the right to the IP of that specific Bored Ape that you own. And you have commercial rights to that specific Bored Ape that you own, which means you can go off and sell a t-shirt with that Bored Ape on it and we won't say a thing. Or you can go off and make a whole coffee company built around your Bored Ape and we won't say a thing because you have those rights. Now, we see different things in this space, like some projects say you have commercial rights up to $100,000 limit. So you can go use your particular IP for your particular character to go build a business around it. But if you start making more than $100,000 a year on that business, then you have to come talk to us and maybe there's a negotiation we can work out. Doodles is sort of famous for this. They want their holders to have a lot of rights, but they say, hey, look, at a certain point, if you're going to commercialize in certain ways, we just want to give permission to that. So you have to come and talk to us. And so our rights are set up in a way to bring you to the table to have a conversation with us if you want to build a bigger business around this Doodles IP. What you're betting on is Gary Vee and his team. You're saying, I trust you are going to make this IP incredibly valuable, and therefore this collectible that I own is going to have value for me because you have gone off and done this incredible work to make this project successful. In the case of like a Gary Vee, I think that's a smart bet. I own VFriends. I think Gary's incredibly talented, and I like that the power is in his hands to do as he sees fit, and I'm along for the ride. On the other end of the spectrum, in the CC0 camp, it's not that you're necessarily not betting on the team. The team can still do big, amazing things with the project in theory. Now, again, we haven't actually seen any of this play out because this whole world is really new and we're on the cutting edge of it. So we don't see CC0 projects in the traditional world. Like Disney is not CC0. So it remains to be seen. But in theory, the team is still just as capable as anybody else to go build something amazing with the IP of, say, Moonbirds, for example. It's just that now anybody else can do it too. So you're betting on that maybe there's a Beethoven out there, a Beethoven of art or branding or whatever, that's going to be inspired by the Moonbirds art, go take it and go do something fabulous with the Moonbirds collection that will create value for you. So on a broad spectrum, it's the difference between betting on sort of one set of visionaries and one creative team versus betting that an entire collective and an entire world will be able to make something valuable out of it. Benefits and drawbacks. Maybe this is obvious, but the benefits of having something really centralized is, again, if the team is strong, that's fantastic. And also you don't risk brand dilution. You're not worried that a VFriend is going to show up in a porno and dilute the value of VFriends in general, because VFriends is trying to be a family-friendly brand, and to have a character in a porno would be kind of disastrous for that family-friendly image, right? So that's the benefit of that, is you don't have to fear that. Now, the drawback is you don't have an entire world of people trying to create with that IP. So again, benefits and drawbacks. If you are now Moonbirds and you're CC0, the benefits are anyone can go out and create value out of this whole collection. The drawback is somebody could go and use that in some sort of fringe political ideology, or again, put Moonbirds in a really compromising, weird porn film that really dilutes the quality and premium feel of Moonbirds as a brand. And again, then when you look in between these two extremes, same deal. Like Bored Ape has that risk. Bored Ape has the risk that somebody goes off and does really nefarious things with a bunch of the Bored Apes that they own, and that reflects poorly on Bored Apes as a collection as a whole. So what is my opinion in all of this? And then I want to say a few words about licensing in general and where the industry could go and why I think this is such an important topic and frankly, such an exciting topic. Okay, here's how I feel. I think that successful projects can come out of all sorts of licensing arrangements or all sorts of IP rights arrangements, ranging from CC0 to really strict licenses. I think it depends on your brand. So I'm going to give a very specific example here. When it comes to the Bored Ape Yacht Club, I think it's fantastic. And I think, frankly, it's been integral to Bored Ape's success that individual holders have the rights to their IP and to their Bored Ape IP. The Bored Ape brand is one of just a middle finger. The whole Bored Ape Yacht Club thing, the name itself is irreverent. It's satirical. It's about sort of being renegade. And so having individual holders go off and do what they want for them with those Bored Apes supports that general kind of misfit renegade vibe of the brand. Furthermore, if a Bored Ape was to go star in a porno or be on a toilet brand or something like that, it wouldn't tank the whole value of the collection, in my opinion, because again, the whole thing is about being kind of renegade, and there's an awareness that holders can go off and do what they want. By contrast, Yuga Labs has announced they will also be giving more permissive rights to CryptoPunk holders. Yuga Labs recently bought CryptoPunks a couple months ago, and they're saying punk holders will also have the rights over their individual punks. I don't think I love this move. I think that punks are a premium luxury fine art product, and it would devalue the collection to have punks everywhere, like on toilets and starring in pornos. Now, I may eat these words, I may be wrong, and punks is the right brand. I mean, punks is itself, it implies something kind of renegade too. And so punks as a brand maybe should be splattered everywhere and on all sorts of different products. And maybe it won't hurt it. Maybe it'll skyrocket the value by 100 ETH. But I don't think so. And I think that regardless of whether or not that is the case for punks specifically, whether punks should be, the rights should be given to the individual holders, this general point still stands that I think there are some brands that are better if they're tightly managed. Let's go back to Doodles as an example. Again, Doodles is a little bit more careful with their brand. They say, hey, if you want to go off and make a derivative Doodles project, we want to support you, but we want you to come talk to us about it first. That's because Doodles is trying to be major entertainment IP, and they're trying to be family friendly. Their brand is much more wholesome. So they can't have somebody going off and making something that's really contrary to what that brand is and having it hurt holders, having it make it less family friendly, the kind of core of what they're trying to be as a brand. To close, what does this all mean? Why am I so excited about this? We are pushing boundaries in all ways in Web3, as we know, but we are really pushing boundaries when it comes to IP and what does it mean to own something and what does it mean to build IP and to build these new creations and to do it in collaboration with your fans and with your audiences. We're seeing this play out in a number of ways in Web3 right now. Coinbase has put on or is building out a trilogy series, little 5-minute shorts, and they cast different Bored Apes to star in that trilogy series. And they paid the owners of those Bored Apes that they cast $10,000 a piece to have their Bored Ape star in this film. This is happening across the board. There are people trying to cast World of Women characters in stories or Bored Ape characters, et cetera, and they're paying the holders for the right to do that. I've been joking on my podcast. It's like we're turning every asset holder into a stage mom, where now they're fighting to cast their particular character in a particular world or story. And while that's kind of funny, it's also really exciting because it opens up new revenue streams for people who get into this world, and especially people who get into this world early. Another area where I think this is really exciting is in the realm of fan fiction. Historically, we have seen entities like Disney or I think George Lucas was pretty famous for this too, be really stingy, you could say, about their IP and about the worlds they are creating, and were really begrudging about letting fans run with the worlds they had created and create fan fiction that could really be integrated into this broader story world. As we start to think about more permissive IP rights in the world of IP, or in the world of Web3, that totally changes. And suddenly now fan fiction is something that's really encouraged and is seen as a way to help explode the world in popularity, in terms of fans' love for it, because it just increases their engagement with the brand. And that's something that's fantastic for fans. I think will in many ways be fantastic for the franchises themselves. And with NFTs as licenses, there's all sorts of different ways that revenue splits can be managed by smart contracts and make it really easy for the original franchise creators to get royalties for the way their fans might be monetizing their own fan fiction work. And then for the fans to feel like they're a part of the franchise in a new way. So that's it. A quick rundown of the kind of IP rights we're seeing in this space, some of what I think is good and maybe bad about it, and what we can look forward to in the future because of this new world of permissive IP in Web3. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Overpriced JPEGs. If you liked this conversation, if you liked this episode, please go ahead and hit subscribe. It helps me out, it helps the show out, and it means you will get alerts and updates when we post new content. Thanks again.
There is a brand new staking feature in the Ledger Live app today. We all like staking the assets that we're bullish on, and now you can stake 7 different coins inside the Ledger Live app. Cosmos, Polkadot, Tron, Algorand, Tezos, Solana, and of course Ethereum. With Ledger Live, you can take money from your bank account, buy your most bullish crypto asset, and stake that asset to its network, all inside the Ledger Live app. Through a partnership with Figment, Ledger also lets you choose which validator you want to stake your assets with. And Ledger is running its own validating nodes, offering a convenient way to participate in network validation, and it even comes with slashing insurance. Ledger Live is truly becoming the battle station for the bankless world, so go download Ledger Live. If you have a Ledger already, you probably already have it, and get started securely staking your crypto assets. COINSHIFT is a leading treasury management and infrastructure platform for DAOs and crypto businesses who need to manage their treasury operations. Every crypto org needs to manage their treasury, and COINSHIFT offers a simple, flexible, and efficient multi-chain treasury management platform built on top of the extremely secure Gnosis Safe. With COINSHIFT, your organization can go from primitive single-chain treasuries to expressive, flexible, multi-chain features such as global user management, global contracts, proposal management, and many other features that can be shared across an entire organization. COINSHIFT layers on powerful treasury management tools on top of the proven security of Gnosis Safe, allowing users to save time and reduce operational burdens and gas costs. COINSHIFT even has data tools like account reporting across the 7 chains on which it operates. Used by industry powerhouses such as Uniswap Grants, Balancer, Consensus, and Messari, COINSHIFT is speeding up the coordination and efficiency of the organizations that use it. In DeFi, you have to keep up with the frontier, and COINSHIFT makes that easy. So sign up at coinshift.xyz/bankless.
MetaMask is the leading Web3 wallet to get you access to everything you need in Web3. If you're just getting started on your NFT journey, you need MetaMask. And if you need to fund your MetaMask account in order to buy that NFT that you've been eyeing, well, now you can do that directly through MetaMask. Just click the blue buy button on the home screen. Personally, I'm mad that I've spent extra gas fees transferring money from Coinbase to MetaMask in order to buy NFTs. I've been using MetaMask directly, and it is so much better. You can also buy stable coins and native tokens from Ethereum, Polygon, Avalanche, CC0, and others, and you can do it directly with your debit card, your credit card, through Apple Pay or Google Pay. And there is now an improved buying experience on MetaMask Mobile. You'll only see tokens that are in your region, so it's personalized to you, and you'll get real-time quotes, so you know you're always getting the best deal. If you haven't downloaded MetaMask yet, what are you waiting for? Go try it out. You can learn more about buying cryptocurrencies with MetaMask at metamask.io/buy-crypto.
Immutable X is the layer 2 platform for crypto gaming. Immutable offers massive scalability with up to 9,000 transactions per second and instant transaction confirmation. No more gas fees, no more waiting around for your transaction to clear. Immutable's zero-knowledge rollup finally unlocks the world of crypto gaming. Immutable X is the only gas-free NFT minting platform with over 26 million NFTs minted, all with zero gas fees. With the power of Immutable, gaming developers don't also need to become smart contract developers, they just need to plug in to Immutable's API and instantly start unlocking the full potential of crypto assets inside of games. This is why world-class companies and projects have decided to deploy on Immutable X, like GameStop, Ember Sword, Planet Quest, Illuvium, TikTok, and many more behind the scenes. So start building your game on Immutable X today at immutable.com.